Well, it just didn't quite connect.
Yeah, I think we've all been there.
Or maybe felt a bit lost navigating a tricky conversation. Well, today we're diving into something really fundamental. A core communication framework. It's designed to help make you genuinely well-informed about this crucial life skill.
Sounds good.
So our mission for you today, it's really to cut through all the complexity, uncover some maybe surprising things about how communication really works.
All right, not just theory.
Exactly. We want to pull out practical, actionable stuff you can use right away, make your conversations hit harder, your points clearer, and, just make interactions smoother overall. Let's unpack it.
Okay.
So this framework we're looking at, how does it actually define communication? It says it's about choosing the most appropriate language for different situations, managing conversations effectively, and expressing yourself clearly and confidently.
That's interesting. It's much more active than just, say, exchanging information.
Yeah, it feels far more strategic than just talking, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. And what I find powerful there is how it immediately pushes us beyond just speaking words. It forces us to think about how we choose them, which, well, that leads us straight into the first key area, using appropriate language and register for context.
Okay, language and register. So register, that's like the level of formality, the tone.
Precisely. Think about explaining something complex, maybe technical, how you explain it to a colleague versus, say, your kid, or even in a big presentation.
That's totally different language.
Right. You have to shift that register. Otherwise, even if your words are technically correct, they might just be noise to the listener.
Makes sense.
And the source material really emphasizes adapting language, not just for formality, but also according to different cultures and social groups.
Ah, okay. That's a crucial layer.
It really is. And it's not just about being polite or respectful, though that's important. It's about effectiveness, making sure your message actually gets through potential cultural filters or social assumptions and lands the way you intend.
So it's about effectiveness, not just correctness.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whether you're giving feedback, trying to persuade someone, negotiating, adapting your language is incredibly powerful.
That idea of adaptability, it really sticks. And it makes you think, okay, once you've refined the language, how do you then use it to actually, steer the conversation?
Well, that connects perfectly to the second pillar, doesn't it?
Which is facilitating interactions.
Right. Facilitating interactions. This is where it becomes less about just your message going out and more about the back and forth, the dynamic between everyone involved.
Managing the flow.
Managing the flow, exactly. And the framework specifically highlights using strategies for overcoming language gaps and communication breakdowns.
Okay, and that's not just about, actual language barriers, like different languages.
Not solely, though it definitely includes that. Think about a team meeting where maybe jargon is flying around and some people are nodding along but aren't really getting it.
Or making assumptions that aren't checked. Yeah.
Precisely. A good facilitator, someone skilled in this area, actively looks for those potential gaps. They might rephrase things, ask clarifying questions, maybe even pause and say, hold on, let's make sure we're all on the same page here.
So it's proactive, trying to prevent the breakdown before it happens.
Yes. Understanding those strategies is just vital for making sure the interaction actually achieves something rather than just creating confusion.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
So we've got appropriate language, then actively facilitating, which brings us, I guess, to the third core area.
It does.
Participating with appropriate confidence and clarity.
Right. And this isn't just about being loud or having strong opinions.
No, it feels deeper than that.
Yeah.
The source mentions structuring spoken and written texts effectively. So it's about the organization of your message, too.
Absolutely. Structure is key. But it also raises that question. What does appropriate confidence and clarity really look like in practice? The framework points to using appropriate language and presentation styles with confidence and fluency. Think about it. You could have the most brilliant idea, but if you deliver it hesitantly or if it's all rambling and disorganized,
The impact is lost.
completely, or at least significantly reduced. It's like building a house. You can have the best materials, but if the foundation's weak or the blueprint's a mess,
It won't stand up.
yeah,
Yeah, I get that. So confidence and clarity, they're about making the message not just understandable, but actually compelling,
memorable.
memorable.
It's about how the whole package lands.
Okay. So we've done a deep dive here into communication, breaking it down into these three sort of pillars. Using the right language for the context, actively facilitating the interaction, and then participating with real confidence and clarity. So what does this all mean for you the listener?
Well, I think the big takeaway is that mastering these specific parts of communication isn't just nice to have. It can genuinely empower you.
In what way?
In pretty much every part of life, really. From those high-stakes client calls or presentations, right down to just explaining something to your partner or friend. It's about being understood, sure.
But more than that.
Yeah, I think it's more profound. It's about effectively shaping how people perceive things, building stronger connections, and ultimately achieving what you set out to achieve in that interaction. So maybe a final thought for you to consider. Reflecting on these areas, that adaptability in language, the active facilitation, the clear, confident delivery, which one of those might be the next communication superpower you choose to really focus on and develop? Where could strengthening one of those areas make the biggest difference for you right now?